This is Long White Line by Sturgill Simpson from 2014.
Do I ever love this one? I flippin' love Sturgill Simpson. I got my good friend Joel.
From Metamodern Sounds of Country Music.
Love Metamodern Sounds of Country Music. I got my friend Joel into Sturge on tour, and then we saw him at Radio City Music Hall later that year. And I gotta tell you, it's a fantastic time.
He's got kind of a Dwight, when I first heard him, because I had been such a Dwight Yoakam fan, I mean, he's got a Dwight Yoakam voice, doesn't he?
He's got the Dwight thing.
He's got the Dwight thing. It's like a trumpet in your ear, you know?
Very mid-rangey voice.
Yeah, yeah. This is actually a cover.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is a cover by Buford Abner. He's an old country singer-songwriter. But let's talk about the drink first. So
This is the In Fashion. It is a riff on a classic Old Fashioned, as done by the great Kevin Mabry of J.M. Curley fame. Kevin, if you're listening, I doubt you remember me, but I used to work at your bar, bud. So this is it's a take on the Old Fashioned. It uses bourbon, Averna, and beer, actually. A specific stout beer, which now we do not have the original stout beer that the recipe calls for, but we have something a little bit different. We got the Kentucky Christmas Morning from Hardywood Brewery. It's an imperial milk stout aged in Kentucky bourbon barrels with ginger, vanilla, honey, cinnamon, and coffee, coming in at a whopping 11.6%.
I was excited to find this beer. This is the type of beer I wanted for this episode, aged in a bourbon barrel. I wanted to have kind of like an end-of-year, like Christmassy vibe. The Kentucky Christmas Morning, by the way, is a limited edition offering from Hardywood. I don't know if you can find Hardywood everywhere, but they're out of Richmond, Virginia. And I think one of the things that I tried to do, especially with like the beers and all the liquors, was make sure everything was from the South. So none of the...
And I think you've been doing a fantastic job so far.
Thank you. And this is one of my favorite breweries from the South, the Hardywood Brewery from Richmond. They do some great stuff. You know, the fact that it's aged in this bourbon barrel is gonna...
Man, I love this song.
Spice this up.
I love this freaking song.
So, while you're mixing that, yes, I love this song too. Sturgill Simpson is an amazing songwriter. He didn't write this song, which I was, surprised
by that. Yeah, I didn't know that. I've been a fan of this song for a while.
Yeah,
I had always thought he had written.
No. This is one of these old standards. This is one of these. So Buford Abner was one of these old like staff publishing house country in Nashville guys, and Sturgill sort of pulled this out of that sort of old catalog and sang it. But I think it really matches with him. I mean, this song is about driving a truck.
Yeah, it is.
It's literally this
gonna
song,
push that rig till I push that girl out of my mind.
This song is about like having problems in your hometown, so I'm gonna go drive a truck, and I'm gonna look for the end of that long white line. But guess what? I don't think there's an end to that long white line.
Not about cocaine, this song.
No, it's about the highway.
It's about the highway.
That long white line? Doesn't it?
It's not coke.
He does. I'm sure he sings about cocaine, just not.
I don't think he does. He doesn't strike me as a cocaine guy.
Yeah, he says keep between the lines in Sailor's Guide to
No,
Earth.
that's
but he's
you know
talking
the story
about staying on the road.
Well, you know the story about that song, though, right?
I mean, I know he's talking about staying on the road.
No. That whole song is just a series of aphorisms that his grandfather used to sing.
Really?
Straight up, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Now, hang on. I just want to make sure the camera can see this.
Oh, we're about to light fire. And what are you doing with this orange right now?
You burn the back, you burn the front a little bit, give it a squeeze.
Ooh.
There's magic to it.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Oh, smell that. Just give it a smell first.
Oh yeah.
The flamed orange bit is just like... It tastes like an old fashioned.
It tastes like an old fashioned,
But not.
this. Okay, so if I can put this right, this tastes like the old fashioned that I think people have been trying to do, and they've tried to fancy up the old fashioned.
Yeah.
All a bunch of garbage. This is the type of garbage that actually makes it better.
Right.
A lot of times, like, you order an old fashioned and it's like, oh, ooh,
Orange slices,
Yeah.
and you muddle a cherry at
Yeah,
the
it's
bottom
like,
of it, and bullshit,
Yeah,
bullshit,
get rid of it,
bullshit.
get rid of it,
Nah,
get rid of it.
you don't need it. No, what you need is this. You need yourself some Sicilian Amaro, some Averna, and you need some like Kentucky Christmas morning beer. Which, what a pull! That is such a pull.
Oh yeah, Kentucky Christmas morning, Hardywood Brewery, Richmond, Virginia. Sturgill Simpson.
Dude, it really tastes like an old fashioned.
It really does.
That's crazy. The original in fashion didn't taste as much like an old fashioned. I think it sort of had.
Did it have to do with the stout choice, or?
I think. Call me crazy. All right, hang on. Let's get a couple tasters of the stout going, just so we can see. We can see what's going on.
I haven't tasted the stout at all.
Me
so,
neither.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the ending of this tune.
I feel like I just want to know what this jam turned into when they faded this song out.
Yeah.
Because like the guitarist starts to rip, and they give
That's
him
Sturge.
like 4 bars. That's Sturge?
Yeah.
No way.
He's the lead guitar player in a lot of this stuff. Yeah.
No way.
I saw him live. He played all of the shit.
Really?
Yeah. Him playing a Strat, if you can believe it. So here's the Kentucky Christmas morning beer. Wow.
I mean, first off, this is like 20% off.
11.
Oh, okay.
11. 20. 20 is
That's
like
high. Okay.
you're entering into like sake territory. But yeah, wow, it's a lot of booze. I think that contributes to the old-fashionedness of this, is the bourbon and the beer sort of like combining
so
together.
Much bourbon in
It's
this
like
beer already.
it's like a pincer move
Yeah.
of bourbon.
It's the Schlieffen plan of old fashions.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Hand me your shot glass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try some of this. Just a little splash of the Averna.
Yeah, a little bit of Sturge, because I think it's good to
Love
know
him,
a little
dude.
bit about him. So yeah, this was from Meta Modern Sounds of Country Music. Everybody should check out this record. Oh, and I'll be interrupted to check out the Averna. I can see how that flavor.
Yeah. You know what?
It's interesting. We should do an episode where we like make a cocktail and just deconstruct it.
Just totally deconstruct a cocktail.
Maybe that's a good, because
That would be fun. Yeah.
actually this is a good opportunity to announce the fact that we're going to be launching a Patreon. And part of the Patreon is going to include a lot of bonus content. Some of that bonus content, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the bonus content should be like, let's make a cocktail and deconstruct the
Cocktail
flavors.
deconstructions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
This is another. I love this guy's story because it's very much like a lot of these guys' stories that like he failed a bunch of times. He moved to Nashville, failed because this music. You could see some asshole executive in Nashville like saying this doesn't sound like Taylor Swift enough for it to work. You know.
yeah,
And
you could see that.
yeah. So he left. He moved to Salt Lake City. He got married, and he started running a freight shipping yard in Salt Lake City. He had, like, a really good job as a freight manager. And honestly, it was his family and friends that encouraged him. You know, he didn't really make. He didn't break through with this record until he was 36.
He did get started old.
Got famous, and guess what? Self-funded, paid for it himself.
Self-funded. Yeah.
Because he said, "Screw all those guys. I'm gonna do this myself." And I think that's a great like second, third generation outlaw country thing, because the first gen guys like
This
had the
really,
advantage.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This really does taste like a good old fashioned.
It does.
It's crazy. It's crazy how that works.
The first generation guys like would have done this if the industry were not as were not as robust as it was, or were less robust back then. They would have done it themselves. Like I think they got into good record deals because people were willing to take risks and invest.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely true. I think also these days, the average person is more equipped than ever to make a record.
Yeah, you're right. It would
know.
have taken Waylon like $200,000 to make this record, where it probably took Sturgill like 20 grand.
And I think that is ultimately where the demise of gigantic record labels.
Oh yeah,
will
totally.
come.
And I mean, it's one of the examples why like this guy can do a self-funded record and then win a Grammy 2 years later. You know.
Yeah. Outlaw country is, if nothing else, about doing your own thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of the cornerstone of the outlaw country ethos is doing your own thing.
Totally. Hey, cheers to Sturge.
To Sturgill.
To Sturgill Simpson, to the in fashion. And what are we gonna get? A nice Amaro, getting a Verna.
Yeah.
Get a nice
Amaro Averna. Again, we are not telling you the exact beer that was used at J.M. Curley to protect that recipe, because I would hate to sell those guys out like that, because I very much love that bar. But if you can find yourself the Kentucky Christmas Morning Stout, that will do it.
or any honestly any like bottled stout like that.
Yeah.
that has it that's aged
A
in
large
in barrels.
format,
Yeah.
large format stout beer is gonna work well for that. And some
Like not
bourbon.
like a Guinness or something, but something that comes in a big bottle.
Yeah, large format.
Yeah.
Large format. Anything that's got like a little bit of depth of flavor to it will work. Yeah.
I picked it because it was from the South, you know.
And I think it works great.
Yeah.
It totally gets into like old fashioned territory, which is crazy that you could take. I mean, this even goes back to what we were talking about with the Old Pal, where, you know, all of these drinks are the same recipe, just with certain ingredients swapped out.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that you can go from literally the first cocktail ever, bourbon, sugar, and bitters, and you could substitute those two things out for Averna and, you know, Kentucky Christmas Morning Stout and essentially arrive at the same place.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
After this episode, I think I might go up on the roof and finish this bottle of Kentucky Christmas Morning Stout.
Well,
But
I guess that means that's what I'm doing after this, too. So.
hey, cheers.
Cheers.